And now, through the joint efforts of Babylon Theater, Surprise University, and the NBC Associated Media Companies, we bring you another reading from the book A Man Called Oval, The Early Days of the Church of Golly, sponsored by Axel Mundi Press, and read by Greg.
When they decided they had had enough fun, they worked a deal with a station in Wichita to be a translator. And that station pays the power bill to boost their signal through here. But they won't pay for any personnel. So Eldon had been managing to keep these auto dealer accounts and whatnot by inserting their ads into the feed at certain times, which was part of Casey's job. And that was how Eldon was paying Casey to just do basic babysitting of the station a few hours a week. It was on autopilot and ran itself most of the time, which was, I think, only 18 hours a day. And so, how much was it? He agreed to $2,300. Wow, that's quite a reduction from $3,000. Yeah, well, Casey convinced him that it was going to cost me that much more to get it all changed over legally and to get some work done that needs doing. I think he was jiving Eldon about the work part to try to help me pull off the deal. That's how he sounded when we got away from Eldon. And did you actually do the deal right then? No, we're going to his bank on Monday where he has all the station documents locked up and get everything notarized. Casey knows what I have to do with the FCC and all that. He said he would get the forms together for me. I guess they have all those on file where he works. Sounds like he is really interested in helping you. I think so. He appears to be an old hippie, about 40, long hair. Said he's been doing this work for about 15 years. I was tempted to ask him if he would like to smoke some sinsemilla. Maybe another time. Golly, Oval dear, there is so much to ask. Is Casey going to keep doing his work there? I mean, are you his new employer? Yeah. We sat in the van for a couple of minutes after Eldon left. He said Eldon has been paying him $50 a week and thinks he is going in there 3 times a week for an hour or so each time. But he said he has it down to where it only takes him a few minutes to check everything, do some log entries, test the signal, and whatever he does. I'm not sure why he told me this, unless he intends to be more upfront with me than he has been with Eldon. It's funny. It reminds me of the janitor job at the district offices where I got paid for 8 hours, but it only took about 2 to do the work. And so did you talk any more about becoming a real TV station? Briefly, he thinks it is totally feasible, but that I should work on getting my foot in the door with local advertisers and see if I can get them on my team. Get a feel for whether we can pull in enough accounts to support it before jumping in. And one more thing. We're going to meet there some night soon after he gets in from Dodge, or after he gets out of Dodge, I might say, and talk more. He says he can basically show me how to do what he does, although strictly speaking, I can't do it without the right license. But he said even that wouldn't be that big of a deal to get. Sounds like you must be overloaded with all this, I said, getting up and rubbing his shoulders. I am, just from listening to you tell me. I can't wait to see this station of yours. By golly, show, here we come. I'm going to have a few hits, he said. Will you and Mitch join me? Okay, 1 or 2. Pretty soon after, John and Bev returned. I wonder what Gal is up to, I said as they walked into the kitchen. Greetings, housemates, said John. As you were, Lieutenant, said Oval. Let's have your report. Okay. Should I go first, hon? Please do, said Bev. I'm going to use the bathroom. The first thing, he said, is that there are several of these private clubs in town, 5 altogether, I think, but 2 of them are the Lions Club and the Eagles. That figures. The other 3 are chartered as being formed around certain interests, like one is a hunting club and one is an organization for promoting charities. I think a bunch of local rich guys have that one. And the other one, I forget right now. The charitable club sounds like the one for us, said Opal, as a place to network. But they probably wouldn't allow us beginners in. Maybe we'll have to become hunters. You know what they say, said John. I wouldn't belong to a club that would have me as a member. Of course, we all don't have to belong to a club, only one of us. Then the rest of us can go as guests. Good work, Sergeant. Lieutenant. Or we could just become runners and bring our own supply in over the border. So anyway, I also made a list of medical clinics in the area and who runs them, how they're funded, stuff like that. The library gets some job announcements for things like what I do, but they said the best way is still the newspaper and going there directly and inquiring. So, do you have your accreditation documents and all that with you? I asked. Yeah, I'm really scared though. Anybody that I fly with is going to probably check my references. May I speak to you as your spiritual advisor, said Oval. Of course, Pastor. I suggest you take the bull by the horns in this matter. Don't think of yourself as on the run. What if you were to send them a check for the value of the pills you took, tell them that you have moved out of town and are trying to get your act together, and could they please consider giving you a good reference in light of your years of service? Sure, I said. You could even call them and talk to your old boss about it. Yeah, that is a good idea. It couldn't hurt, except my pride. Okay, I will do that. Bless you, my son, said Oval. He's not your son, Fred. Stop torturing me, Ethel. And don't call me Fred. My name's Adolf. Bev had been standing by the sink, listening. You give good advice, Oval, but what was that all about that you just said? Firesign Theater, I said. She sat down. I got some information for you as well. Essentially, in this state, any adult can adopt anybody as long as they get the okay from that person's parents or guardians, or in the case of an adult, from that person themselves. Whoever is petitioning to do this adoption also has to have the consent of their spouse. All you have to do is go to the courthouse and show that all this is in order, and no doubt pay some money. They might give you a hearing date, or in the case of an adult adoption, they might do it right then, if they aren't busy. Oh, and if the adoptee doesn't want to change his name, there's a little more paperwork. So, I said, if they accept Gal's Emancipation Proclamation as proof that he is an adult, no problem. Otherwise, we just wait until his birthday, so as to avoid the sticky stuff about his deceased parents and all. We don't even know when his birthday is, said Oval. That's pretty funny. I don't remember what his driver's license said. Also, I looked up the phone number for the Hemet Unified School District in Hemet, California. That's where he was in school, if I have that right. So you or he can call them and get his transcript sent up to the school he wants to go to here. Maybe they also have his vaccination records.
And so ends another reading from A Man Called Oval. These episodes follow this story exactly as it was written, complete and unabridged. Now, until next time, this is A.J.K. Waterbottomley speaking.